Okay, so hello, hey. This is a pretty interesting video. Shows actually two things mainly. The first is a winch tow, so it's a takeoff when you are towed to be on a cable, like, and we see little from this camera, but we can see the shadow actually in front of him, of the wing. Now it's between his legs. Now it's here in front. Do you see the small shadow on the ground? It shows that the wing is actually going to the side already. And this is like a kind of like the procedure of the winch is that once you start going to the side, you may get pretty quick, pretty fast, and lose control pretty fast. And the forces on the winch may be really strong. So the procedure is that once you do like really start to fly to the side, you just release the handle, you disconnect yourself from the winch, and you fly away. And this is what he's doing here, although it's takes already some time, but we don't know when he starts because the video is actually starting when he's already going to the side. Yeah, but this is what he does. So he goes to the side, as you see in the shadow, and then he releases the handle. It's hard to say what has happened now. Actually, there was a moment where even now he has his hands pretty low. So I would just say he's doing erratic actions with his hand in the sense that maybe there's not moving a lot, but the brakes he's turning left and his brake is pretty low. And he's entering actually a spiral left. Now he's really nose down spiral. I imagine first time in his life because he releases the brake on the right side and he grabs risers. It's a human reaction, and then without any control, just keeping the risers full in spiral, he enters a tree, and that tree saves him. Yeah, so
on April 17th, 2017.
So coming back to this video, what are my thoughts on that? So first is what he probably knew before. I mean, this wing is already, if you look on the shadow, it's flying perpendicular to the tow line. So it's already, yeah. If you get to the point like this, you just disconnect yourself from the tow line. But this is something that, you know, if you will not tow, the guys who are organizing the towing will instruct you. And you also need, at least in the country where I fly, you need special qualifications to be able to start takeoff from the winch. So this is something that you know. But what happens later is that, so first you also see his hand brake. I mean, right brake was still maybe good because he actually wanted to go to the right. But the trick is once you get in this, it gets, I mean, I didn't get, but I know from simulation, from mathematical models actually pretty well what happens in the situation, and it's gonna be pretty fast, a lot of force. So now he gets disconnected, now he disconnects, and then the wing, is disconnected, so it finds new equilibrium kind of like. But he's pulling, you can see it, he's pulling on the left brake, and the wing was also maybe a little bit, you know, going, after this disconnecting, maybe there was a bit of impulse, like turning to the left, hard to say, but the left brake is there. So he's entering the spiral. Now he's doing some pretty erratic things with the right side, so he's not ready for this, just, this situation. And whenever you find, whenever I would find myself in a situation that I'm, you know, was not ready, it was not my plan. I'm behind the game. I just show the reserve. And here it's pretty low, so not quite sure. But I mean, it's the best option because otherwise, what may happen is what happens to this guy. I mean, he's scared to death, lost his brake, and grabbed his risers. And this is just subconscious reaction. You want to grab something. This is a reflex, basically. Like, that is going to happen. It happens to me all the time. I mean, not that I lose the brake, but when I get really scared, then, I will also search for to rest my hand on this. This is a very normal thing. But since he didn't rescue his parachute, now it's just pure luck whatever going to happen. And so I would say, and this may be strong, and I don't want to assess nobody, but But this, my thought on this, and thus the title of this video, from my perspective, is this: he's hopeless in this situation. And the very short moment we could actually see this wing going down. Right, I have a doggy here doing some crazy stuff, but anyway, there was a moment where you can see this wing, and this is a high aspect wing. So this is a wing, yeah, it seems to be a sporty wing, and so he's actually flying, I assume, because not 100% sure, but it looks to me like this is not a beginner wing, although this is a beginner pilot, at least from the SIV point of view. And yeah, so he's hopeless under this wing. And this is something that I wanted to make you aware that shit may happen. So be prepared for this. Have like a plan, a reaction, in the procedure. In this sense, in this situation here, the procedure is it's yeah, that means the winch takeoff. So you go to the side, you release early, you don't try to fix it, no problem. You land, you take off again, and second thing is you may lose control of the glider. It's just a piece of cloth, and then what you do then? If you have no training, throw your reserve immediately. Winch tow is a special place because you are low to the ground, so maybe it would be useful to get some advanced training pretty quickly if you are doing this a lot. And the risk of having something low to the ground is higher than if you would just take off in the mountain, because you stay a little bit, I mean, depends where you fly, but you basically stay depend. And then just be aware that in these highly stressful situations, you're gonna follow some very unconscious basic reflexes. And in order to overcome this, you also need a lot of training, because this is the huge advantage of doing SIV, is that you get used to being in a spiral, thrown around, stalling, spinning, and throwing reserve parachutes and stuff like this, to the point that it's not gonna be so scary anymore. It's gonna be kind of like daily business if you do it enough. So, and this will allow you to overcome those primal reflexes to some point. Of course, they are pretty strong. I still haven't overcome all of them, but this happens to me again and again. But at least you will search this riser with brake in your hand, and of course you would know already that the moment to throw your reserve parachute was already some time ago, or you would understand that you are in a spiral and you would have the reflex to get out of the spiral, hopefully. So yeah, there are many things. And now here, this is primarily the reflex. So this is she's just overhand and just following this primal reflexes. But there is always also this, so there's this helplessness because he's not trained in the situation, and not even trained to know that lose control, throw parachute. But low over ground in the winch tow, it's maybe not so easy, but he was, yeah, it's hard to assess. But anyway, but this is the one thing, and the second thing is just he kind of like gave up because of that. But of course, but he's not trained, he's overman. Those movements are pretty crazy. There are forces, and so yeah, this is normal reaction actually. But there is this hopelessness due to the hopelessness due to the lack of training. And what follows is just like giving up, also because of the lack of training. And just one last word, in case you ever go to the trees, you just put your hands in front of your face to protect your face. I met a guy who got a branch in his forehead, and he got his mentality has changed a bit since that time. So just that you know. So please comment what you think about this flight analysis. Like, subscribe, and yeah, and see you watching another video from which we can learn, hopefully.